also, Niagara Falls, being my home city currently, is a tourist town. So Tim Hortons is supplying everybody from across the world with coffee, which is like the second largest commodity in the world. So everybody needs to pick up a cup of Joe, and they go through Tim Hortons while they're in Canada.
Which is the first largest? Water?
Oil.
Fish oil?
I think it's actually canola.
Canola oil
Canola,
is the biggest one?
Yeah, well, otherwise how can you cook, right?
Because people need food and they need to...
then after that, you have a coffee.
If you don't have canola oil, frankly, your food is going to stick to the pan.
Yep, that's a classic bit. Joel had this whole. I mean,
that's my stick to the pan bit.
Ages ago, he opened it up with. He went to this crowd and he says, without canola oil, food's just gonna stick to the pan. And this crowd, let me tell you, they were a New York crowd, and one of the first few times they were doing this place, comes up, says the food's not gonna stick to the pan. They were done. They were just.
Can I do a backup?
Sorry,
the joke started.
I know it embarrasses you.
The joke started
there were people in the back who stood up, and you can't ignore that, man. You should feel good about yourself.
To me, it's weird because I started that joke during the BP oil spill, and I said, well, if you get the fish out of there, the dead fish, and you cook them, one thing you can be sure of, they're not going to stick to the pan.
They're not going to stick to the pan.
Silence. No one laughed. I said, you want to find a dead otter, it's not going to stick to the pan. I tried every animal, everything that was dying.
Even things that weren't in the sea.
Yeah, like I was like, well, what if, zebra covered in oil is not going to stick, and no laugh. Well, I said, I went up there the next time, I was like, can I change this? I need to adjust this. I said, hey, thank heavens for canola oil. Because if without that,
then you see these people they're just leaning in.
The food would stick to the pan.
Boom!
Explosion. People stood up, similar to the laugh that you gave me, Levi. Heads back, killing themselves laughing. I'm like, canola? And I think it's because that hard C on canola. Hard C's are funny sounds. You'll know this. Yeah. Hard C's are funny sounds. And you say canola. If I say BP oil spill, fish won't stick to pan. There's no hard C's in there.
Hardly any.
And so that was what made that funny. And I got embarrassed because I was like, I had been getting that wrong so many times.
And it was dancing right in front of you. But sometimes, you can just, you see it there. And every now and then that carrot falls off the string and you've got it, Bugs Bunny.
We're allowed to throw things up for debate, which I imagine looks like you two are in love with debating things. Sure. So if I may, I really don't think that it's the hard C. If I might slide it forward, what made that bit so funny is because you valued something that was mediocre and made it so much larger than it needed to be.
Well,
like it honestly mattered to you whether or not canola had made things stick to the pan.
But let's not forget that, like you said, canola oil is our largest export. Our
world commodity.
World commodity. The largest world commodity.
Canola oil.
Number one.
I would feel really terrible if anybody would like to call in and correct that statement.
Exactly.
Wow,
I really appreciate it.
That's why it's not mediocre. That's all I'm saying. If it's a number one commodity, it's not a
makes
mediocre
sense.
topic. That is in the levels of social commentary.